Hey friend, John McLennan here, and in this video, you're gonna learn how to play the guitar solo to Billie Jean. Now this is a funky 8-bar solo that was actually played by a session musician by the name of David Williams. I'm gonna break it down for you step by step, and you can actually play this entire solo all on one string. Now I did already do a lesson on my channel breaking down the main rhythm guitar parts and the chord progression and even how to play the bass line on guitar in another video, so I'll link that up down below so you can check that out, as you always want to know the chord changes that you're playing over. Now this is essentially just going over that F sharp minor vamp, and I'm gonna break it down for you note for note. But real quick, before we dive into the lesson, if you're new to the channel, I wanna hook you up with a gift right away. I put together this awesome fretboard guide that shows you the system that I use for mapping out the fretboard. And it shows you 5 scales and 5 chords that go with those scales, and it shows you how to basically start connecting the two together to really help you learn the neck. And this can apply to playing rhythm parts, and it also can apply to, of course, playing lead parts and solos like we're doing in this lesson. So you can grab your copy completely for free. Just go to johnmclennan.com/fretboard guide or use the first link down below to grab your copy. Hope you enjoy that. With that said, let's break it down. All right, so the solo is actually 8 bars long, but you really only need to learn 2 bars, and then we're gonna kind of mix and match between those 2 different figures to play the whole solo. So the first part that you need to know sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so I'm here all on the 3rd string, and we're gonna be using a technique, I call this bubble picking. And what it is, it's where you basically just mute the string. You can do that with your fretting hand by just touching the string. You can also add some palm muting here with the strum hand, and you're gonna get this sound. So I'm just going back and forth on that 3rd string there, just down, up, but I'm getting this percussive kind of muted sound. So we're gonna start with 2 of those. We come in on a pickup on the and of 4. We're gonna play the last 2 16th notes. So you'd count it like this: 3E and a, 4E and a. So it's on the and a. So 3E and a, 4E and a. Then we do this sliding lick. We're gonna slide from 4 up to 6 on the 3rd string. Then come back down to 4. Then go to 2, then play 4 again and slide back up to 6. So that's. Rhythmically, we're very 16th note based here, as this has a funky feel to it. We're gonna count it like this: 1E and a, 2E and a, bum, 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 bum. Now if I proceed that with the 2 muted bubble picks, sounds like this: 3E and a, 4E and a, 1E and a, 2E and a, 3E and a, 4E, and then I'll repeat that again, and the last 2 bubble picks, and then repeat that figure. All right, so as I mentioned, that there are just really 2 bars for the solo, so that's one of them, okay? So that's kind of the main figure. Now, it's 8 bars long. What we're gonna do is play that for the first 3 bars. Then on the 4th bar, we're gonna have a variation. So here's the first 3 bars with the pickup: 3E and a, 4E and a. Again. 1E and a, 2E and a, 3E and a, 4E and a, 1E and a, 2E and a, 3 and a, 4E and a. The variation starts the same way but has some muted plucks in between. Here's what it sounds like. Okay, so it's just a repeated figure. We're gonna slide from 4 to 6, then come back down to 4, and then play 3 bubble picks. So 1E and a, 2E and a. Bum, bum, da, da, da. Then we repeat that again. So, okay, that's our variation. Then we go back to the first figure. Then we get to the 6th bar and we have the second figure again, the variation. So that's gonna go. Then return back to the first figure for the last 2 bars. So what we have is, you could think about it like this. You've got 8 bars, and you're gonna play that first riff for all of the bars except for bar 4 and bar 6, okay? So that's where that little variation comes in. Otherwise, it's just that first bar. So I'll demonstrate that and I'll count it out. So when I'll say, here's the first bar, second time, third time. When we get to that 4th time, we're gonna have a variation. When we get to that 6th time, we're gonna play the variation. Otherwise, all the rest, just play the first figure. Here we go. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a second time, 4 E and third time. Here's the variation. And back, first riff, variation. Back to the first time. 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. So that's it, that's the whole solo. So let's speed it up a bit. We're gonna go more towards the tempo of the recording and put it together. I'm also gonna bring in the rhythm on a looper. Get set and I'll count you in. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, now there is one more little tip I want to give you. So now you've got the solo. Remember, it's just those 2 bars. Take it slow. Now what I played, and the way that I actually play this, which is just a little bit different, I kind of play it as if Stevie Ray Vaughan was playing it, and I take more of that approach. So instead of just keeping that bubble picking on one string, which I think sounds closer to the recording, what I actually do is I strum all the strings and I mute them off. So there's a technique where you can strum and just get one note. So if I did it that way, it would sound like this. As opposed to just gets a little bit more thud behind the note. So here's what that sounds like with the backing. 1, 2, 3, 4. So try it out both ways and experiment with that, but hope that this broke it down for you and gives you some guidance on playing this solo. Be sure to check out the other video that I have for the rhythm. I'll leave that linked up down below, and I'm also gonna link up one of the most important PDFs that I've ever put together that you can grab completely for free, and that's my fretboard guide. And what it's gonna show you is the 5 chords and scales that I use to map out the entire fretboard. Now, this isn't the only way to look at the neck, but it's a very useful way that has helped me a ton and has helped a lot of my students as well. So I want to give that to you completely for free. Just go to johnmclennan.com/fretboard guide. As always, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and we'll see you in another video real soon.